Hello everyone, you're on the Player Review channel. In this video, we'll compare face-to-face the two best versions of Cristiano Ronaldo and determine the winner. At the same time, we'll focus specifically on the SBC card and discuss who will definitely enjoy using Ronaldo and who might want to skip him. Plus, we'll compare the Portuguese forward with plenty of alternatives and more. It's going to be interesting, so don't switch off. So Cristiano has a unique body type standing at 187 centimeters, with 5+5 stars on the Flashback version and 5+4 on the TOTY. For chemistry styles, Engine seems like an obvious choice for both, but we also recommend experimenting with styles like Hunter or Hawk for a controlled lengthy acceleration type, or even Marksman for a mostly lengthy type. To be blunt, the new Ronaldo has the best playstyles at the moment, as well as more roles, which is also important. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and take a closer look. At first glance, the 95 rated Ronaldo has a more explosive speed boost thanks to the Quick Step Plus. Pay attention to the sharp ball flick and subsequent acceleration. And on one hand, this looks convincing, but on the other, Ronaldo pushes the ball too far ahead. By the way, this isn't due to the missing rapid. For example, in this clip, the same thing happens despite the new CR7 having gold rapid. Plus, neither card truly feels explosive on speed boost. And yes, we tested different acceleration types, but they accelerate almost the same regardless of the chemistry style. However, if you care more about sprint speed, then the Flashback version is the way to go, as it's faster over distance due to the playstyle. Also, using Hunter makes sense to max out the stats while retaining the lengthy acceleration. Trust us, this makes a real difference in long-distance pace. In this clip, we used Marksman, and as you can see, the speed is still respectable, even without a stat boost but with the card converted to a mostly lengthy acceleration type. In short, experiment with styles. Plus, you should use stepovers more often as they help create a sharper burst. And overall, this is Cristiano Ronaldo, the king of stepovers. So, it's no surprise that they work just as well in the game as they did in real life. This move pairs perfectly with his strong body type, sometimes not just shielding the ball but outright bulldozing opponents. Ronaldo consistently retains possession during challenges and often wins duels for loose balls, but as we know, his tall, strong build limits agility on the left stick, which means that in poor gameplay conditions, he can feel like a truck, something to keep in mind. For instance, here's how he moves in responsive gameplay. As you can see, the animation speed is solid with no major issues. Sometimes you don't even notice the lack of first touch, like in this example with a clean reception and sharp turn for the shot. But in sluggish gameplay, you'll need to rely on skills like stepovers or even Trickster more often. And in fact, Trickster often solves the issue of average left stick dribbling. A Trickster fake shot helps quickly reposition for a shot or a one-on-one dribble, leading into a finesse or another move. Again, both versions of Ronaldo have this playstyle, making it a lifesaver in bad or just suboptimal gameplay conditions. Some might fairly note that Trickster is also useful for flashy flick-ups or similar moves. And yes, that's true. In fact, TOTY Ronaldo excels in this regard, thanks to these stylish volleys after flick-ups activating the gold power shot. To be clear, this move isn't as OP as last year, but as you can see, it still works from medium range shots. So occasionally, you can impress your opponent with something like this, but this only applies to cards with gold power shot. The power shot itself has changed significantly since the start of the game, making it effective only from mid-range and very rarely from long distances. But it's not impossible. What the 95 rated Ronaldo definitely lacks is at least silver finesse shot, and this applies not just to long shots, but also to finishes inside the box, even in sitters. Meanwhile, the new version immediately stands out with gold finesse shots on both feet. Overall, we won't dwell on this too long, since it was obvious from the start that finesse shots would be on point, especially given Ronaldo's consistently powerful shooting in all versions. But we do want to highlight this clip with a sharp shooting animation. Essentially, it's a broken animation. Or in this one, notice how Ronaldo delivers a rapid flicked finesse shot into the far corner. Not just finesse shots, standard-driven shots are also highly effective, whether with a pace or a standing strike. By the way, despite only 4-star weak foot, TOTY Ronaldo still buries shots with his left. Just check out this rocket into the top corner. As for Trivela shots, there's no debate. They fly in for almost everyone, and Ronaldo converts them effortlessly. But the playstyle is still important. At the very least, because the card will automatically use a Trivela animation, like in this clip, allowing goals without timed finishing. Naturally, when it comes to Trivela shots, the 93 rated Ronaldo isn't lagging behind his counterpart at all, just as he's equally dominant in aerial battles, not just heading, but even with acrobatic moves, thanks to the acrobatic playstyle. And of course, Ronaldo's positioning in attack is flawless, which sets him apart from most average cards. Neither version has passing playstyles, but to be honest, they don't need them, especially since the passing stats are decent. And the final thing worth discussing, set pieces. I mean, come on, who else but Cristiano should take penalties? And beyond that, we tested Ronaldo on free kicks from medium and long distances. As you can see, he's got it covered. For instance, look at how the goalkeeper covers the far post, yet the shot power and accuracy still do the job, despite the lack of a playstyle. The same goes for the new Ronaldo version. Again, check out the sheer power of this shot and the passive reaction from the goalkeeper. As you know, in EAFC 25, the rewards for the Weekend League are awesome, which means that the game has become much harder to play. Our boosters will help you to get the best rewards. Write in, because the number of spots is limited. And don't forget that we also sell coins at a cheap price. All links in the description. So, what conclusions can we draw about SBC Ronaldo? This is a card that heavily depends on connection quality, and that needs to be taken into account. If you rarely use skill moves or at least trickster, the card might feel heavy and sluggish, especially in bad gameplay conditions. There's a lack of the first touch playstyle, which also affects dribbling right after receiving the ball. But honestly, these are the only real downsides to this card. If you actively use 5-star skills, trickster, occasionally trigger speed boosts and love finesse shots, then feel free to complete this SBC. Moreover, Ronaldo makes fantastic runs, meaning he often finds himself in situations where you just need to pass the ball to him and break away. And of course, his finishing has always been elite. As you've probably realized, we really like this card despite its price and its far from perfect left stick. That said, we personally love agility in the style of Rafinha or Garrincha, so Ronaldo might not make it into our main account. If agility is also a top priority for you and you don't want to deal with inconsistent dribbling in sluggish gameplay, it's better to skip this one. However, if you're willing to occasionally compromise, then go for it, especially since Trickster's fake shot nicely compensates for the average agility. Now let's talk about alternatives. TOTY Ronaldo objectively loses to this version in playstyles. Rapid is more useful for sprinting, and Finesse Shot is one of the best playstyles in the game right now. So, if your TOTY version is tradable, feel free to sell it. Even if your TOTY is untradeable, we'd still consider completing the SBC version, but only if you really want Finesse Shots. Bale is faster and surprisingly more agile on the left stick, so we'd personally prefer Bale. But again, Ronaldo's Finesse Shots, Trickster, and 5+5 are tempting advantages that Bale lacks. Honestly, the ideal scenario would be playing them together. SBC Mbappe is also more agile, not so much because of his body type, but thanks to his gold trickster, as we mentioned in his review. But this version is the slowest of all Mbappe's, and frankly, it's not necessarily faster than this Ronaldo. However, all other Mbappe versions are definitely quicker than CR7. Between TOTY Henry and the new Ronaldo, we take the Portuguese. Skill moves make a huge difference, but if you don't use the right stick much, Henry probably isn't worth swapping out. Now let's talk about some of the newest cards. For example, Thuram, who many have packed, which is clear from his price. Honestly, this card is great, boasting a powerful body type, lengthy acceleration, and 5+5. Again, his left stick benefits from Gold Trickster, so in some cases Thuram feels better than Ronaldo. That said, we'd still rather play with Ronaldo than Thuram, mainly because of finesse shots and the overall refinement of the card. Haaland also has an interesting card, though we never really liked his body type, so we won't dwell on it for too long. But if you've played with him, share your thoughts. For those who love not just finesse shots but also top-tier left-stick dribbling, we recommend checking out the new Griezmann and Sophia Wilson. These are explosive, sharp cards with excellent pace and shooting, but most importantly, they have top-tier agility, definitely worth a look. By the way, an interesting detail, almost all the cards from the new promo are missing even the basic first touch playstyle, which is pretty odd. And lastly, if you don't really use 5-star skills, have a limited budget and fodder, or just aren't a huge Ronaldo fan, then you might want to check out our review of Kolo Muani instead. If you missed it, we recommend watching. Overall, there are tons of options in the game, so if you didn't see a comparison with the player you're interested in, drop your questions in the comments, we'll try to respond quickly. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on timely reviews. We're giving Cristiano Ronaldo a 9.3 rating for card quality, and as always, detailed scores will be available tomorrow in our Twitter. For SBC value, the card gets 8 points. Thanks for watching until the end, and see you in the next videos.